to everyone. And so what I'm going to show you today is how to write and publish an ebook on Amazon Kindle quickly and for free. And I'll show you how to sign up for a free KDP account. So Kindle Direct Publishing is KDP, and it's kdp.amazon.com. I'll show you how to write your ebook, how to upload it, how to publish it. You can sell or give it away. You can keep the money, or you can donate to charity and then rinse and repeat as you will. So a few ebooks that I've done. John mentioned I do manufactured homes, and I wrote the book on mobile home investing, literally. I also have a training program. I have students all over the country. I've written another mobile home riches real estate book, some books on thinking, getting back time, the organized mind, real estate for newbies, mentor fortunes, investing in you. I also wrote one on Donald Trump, and fortunately he won, so I didn't have to take it down. Just finished a kid's zombie ebook with my granddaughter Amara and the zombie kid. They're snowboarding and come across a zombie, and he's not really a zombie, and they have to help him save his family and save the day. And that's as told by Amara and Grandpa Bill. Of course, I'm Grandpa Bill. Since I do real estate, I'm also running a series, this is coming out next week, on real estate mysteries. Mysteries and romance novels are extremely popular on Kindle, and so I'm doing a series in real estate mysteries. Also, this material that I'm showing you here on these slides is all put into an ebook. You'll be able to download it today for free, and I'll get into how all that happens here as we go. So thank you for joining, and let's go. So there's a lot of different topics and programs in Kindle, different formats that you might want to do. So you have to think through your decisions. And a case in point is a husband and wife went on vacation to Jerusalem to tour the Holy Land. After 2 weeks of getting lost, being late to every tourist attraction, listening to his nagging wife tell him over and over, this trip is costing us a fortune. I can't believe you didn't plan this better. Tragic thing happened. The wife died in the middle of her sleep. So the next day, the husband talked to the local undertaker, and he was told, you can have your wife shipped back to the U.S. for $25,000, or you can bury her here in the Holy Land for $150. And the husband thought about it for a minute or two, told the undertaker to go ahead and ship her back home. So confused, the undertaker asked the husband, why would you spend $25,000 to ship your wife back home when it would be wonderful to be buried here in the Holy Land and only cost you $150? And the husband said, well, a long time ago, a man died here, was buried, and 3 days later rose from the grave, and I just can't take that chance. So you have to think through your decisions. And on that topic, what are you knowledgeable about? Are you a teacher, a quilter? Do you know sewing? Are you a tech guru like a lot of folks on this call? Do you know pickleball real well? How to teach it? Are you an investor, a cook, a life coach, a photographer? Do you know golf? A lot of golfers in Arizona. So do you know a lot about golf? And you can spend a lot of money on golf and a lot of money on golf how-to books and that kind of stuff. So do you have a life or a family story that you're dying to tell? Get it off your chest. You got to get it out there. What's your interest? So I'll show you what to do with all that. So a couple of steps here. Quickly write your ebook. You don't have to spend 3 years to think about preparing to begin to get ready to start the plan. You can get started. So step one is to make a commitment to yourself, and you can schedule a full day for yourself so that you can get this going. Step two is to choose an idea or subject, as I mentioned, to create the book on. And then step three is to research that for about an hour, 60 minutes, compile what you come up with, and a note. There's two schools of thought. When you're researching on Amazon to see if pickleball is popular, there may be a ton of books in your interest area, and you think, oh, there's too many, I don't have a chance. Not true. If there's a ton of books, there's a reason there's a ton of books, because people are interested in yours, and yours should be well received also. If no one is interested, there won't be tons of books on that topic. And then the other school of thought is there's no books in my area of interest, so maybe it's a good idea not to waste your time because nobody wants to read that particular topic, or great opportunity for you to break new ground and do you like a challenge. So step 4, create chapters and outline for your book. And I always recommend 10 chapters, and then I have 10 times 3. So step 5, for each chapter, write down 3 things or sections to cover in each chapter. Step 6, flesh them out with 500 to 1,000 words for each chapter, or record yourself talking about it, and I'll cover that in a minute. And then you'll have 5,000 to 10,000 words, which is a 60 to 30 page, approximately 30 to 60 page ebook, and that's about the normal size of most ebooks, so 30 to 60 pages. People don't have a lot of time; they like them short and to the point. What's the topic? Cover it, and you're done. 7, proofread your book, especially if you're dictating or you're recording yourself. Why? Because their T-H-E-I-R, their T-H-E-R-E, and their T-H-Y''re, they all sound the same, but they're not, right? And it can be confusing. If you mean bear, B-E-A-R, and you spell it B-A-R-E, you could get yourself into some trouble. So you have to proofread, make sure you're doing the right thing. Also have someone else proofread your book. I don't know if you've ever seen the exercise where you're looking to find the error in a paragraph, and the word "the" is at the end of one line and "the" is at the beginning of the next line, and most people don't catch it because it's easy to overlook. So have someone else proofread your book also. 9, come up with a title for your ebook. Why didn't we do this first? Because the golden title that you think is going to rock the world may be something completely different when you get to the end and your book is written. So you want to come up with a working title, but then you want to be a little flexible so that your title, when you're done, it may be different. I put keywords in here, and I'll cover that in a second. And then 10, choose a platform to publish your ebook on. There's a lot of different ways to go. I'm going to cover Amazon Kindle direct publishing, so that that's what we're talking about today. So I mentioned speech to text. There's a lot of different avenues. Most of you are aware, I'm sure. Dragon Naturally Speaking costs about $200. That's what I have. You also can use the Chrome browser. There's a plugin called Voice to Text. There's other plugins as well, but that's one that's available. Windows has speech recognition built in now. It didn't always, and Apple Mac has had speech recognition for years. So you can dictate and it'll transcribe it. And again, you need to proofread. It doesn't always do the punctuation right, and spelling may be off. Okay. And then also the Windows 10 April 2018 update, which has crashed a whole bunch of computers in the past week, has some improvements in the Windows speech recognition area. So what if you have an awesome idea or topic, but writing and grammar you ain't best at? So what do? And also another example is President Trump nor Hillary Clinton, neither one of them sit pounding away on a keyboard. They dictate ideas, and then they have a ghostwriter flesh out those ideas. So here's some ways you can do that. Now, these do cost, but just to show you, there's some options. Upwork.com. You post jobs of what you want to do, and then you get bids. For instance, I just did the zombie kids book with my granddaughter. I posted for 10 illustrations on Upwork. I got bids of $5 each to $1,000 for the whole book, and everywhere in between. And so you can go all over the place to do that. Fiverr.com, and that's not misspelled, it's Fiverr.com. They have jobs called gigs, and gigs start at $5. Can go several hundred depending on what you want done. They'll ghostwrite books. A lot of I've used Fiverr several times to make ebook covers, because you can get those done for $5, $10, $15 or more. And then here's an example. I've not used this company. I just put it in here as an example. Bookwritinginc.com has packages, 100 pages for $1,000, 300 pages for $3,000, and then they have an exclusive deal, 5 books, 150 to 200 pages for $5,000. So quite a bit of money, But if you have a business doing well, you want a book, you don't want to spend the time to do it, you can hire it out, tell them what you want, they do it, and then they'll modify, make changes if it doesn't suit you. Okay, so now you have your ebook ready to go. So this is what mine looked like in Microsoft Word, 3 pages in Microsoft Word, and so I'm ready to go, ready to publish it. So what do I do next? Okay, so on Amazon Prime, I'm sure you've all seen this. You have Kindle e-readers and books. You have the Kindle store. This is not where you do this, okay? Another arm of Amazon is Kindle Direct Publishing. So you go to kdp.amazon.com. You don't need the www, that's understood, of course, and you create a free account, okay? KDP Select Global Fund, and I'll cover that in a minute also. They gave away $21 million or paid out $21 million in March. April numbers aren't out yet. And what they do is all of the authors share in this pool of money. So if you've ever used Kindle Unlimited, you have a subscription that's $9.99 a month. And you can borrow ebooks. You can borrow 1 a month, up to 10 at a time, and the authors get paid from this fund. So because you're doing it for $9.99 a month, you're not buying the book, you borrow the book. But because you're reading the book, then those authors get paid. If you read 10% of the book, the author gets paid out of this fund. So in March, they gave away $21 million in payouts to this fund. They also give awards based on popularity of books. So it's the most read books in the US, Canada, UK, and Germany. And then they also give awards to illustrated kids books. Top 100 illustrated kids books are extremely popular. And the top 100 in the US and Canada and the top 25 in the UK, they give awards to those also out of this fund. So you want to publish your ebook on Amazon Kindle, and it's KDP. Okay, fill in the info, and I'll show you the screenshots in a second. Who are you? They need to know who you are. You want to put in your bank info so they can send you money when you sell those books. You want to upload the book, publish the book, and then again, rinse and repeat. So here we go. Oh, one thing. When you create your KDP account, you can use your same logon and password as you had with your Amazon Prime account, but some authors get busy. They hire a virtual assistant to handle their email and customer service if they're going to do that. And so you may not want the same person who answers your emails for you as an author to buy the latest tech toy and have it shipped to their house. So you want a different logon between the two areas, just in case. Okay, so you can watch this 2-minute video here. It's a little cartoon, explains how it works, and then you're going to sign in. I'm already signed in on this one. And then you have to answer the terms of service, agree to that. Most people don't read it because it's extremely long, but you have to agree to it. Then on the next page, you have your information. I left my address out and put in the banking information. And then my tax information. I did this back September 2015 when I signed up for KDP Publishing. Okay. Then on the next page, you have your bookshelf. And these are going to be the books that you're publishing. And this is where you add, right here with the plus, a Kindle ebook. And this one I was doing and it was already partially done. And this is where you'd continue if you haven't finished everything yet. So you come to the next page, language, book title, series, and here it is filled in. So I wrote write and publish an ebook on Amazon Kindle quickly and for free. And then a series, if you're doing the Bobbsey Twins book 1, 2, and 3, then you might want to put that in here. This is a single book, so I left that blank. And then under author, obviously, my name, and then a description of the book. And this is right out of the book. So I put this description, and if you're going to have an additional author or contributors, you can add their name here. For instance, my granddaughter Amara, I'm going to put her first name. I'm not going to put her last name because I want to keep her information private. There's a lot of crazies out there these days, so I don't want her exposed to anything like that. So, and then the description. And then I mentioned keywords in the title. So you want to put in here, I own the copyright, I hold the necessary publishing rights, or this is a public domain work. So what's a public domain work? Something where the author has passed away, sometimes a long time ago, like Frankenstein, Dracula, Christmas Carol, Moby Dick, Wizard of Oz, Huckleberry Finn are all in the public domain. There's a ton of other ones, but they're all in the public domain. So for a while, people were taking those books and basically reprinting them, slapping their name on it because nobody owns it now. It's in the public domain. It's free to use. And Amazon doesn't really like that anymore. So they kind of squashed that. So now you want to do your keywords. You can do up to 7. So you'll see the title again in a second, but write, publish, ebook, free, because when people are on Amazon Kindle, they're going to type in what they're looking for. So you want those keywords to pop up. And then I also put in categories. You want to select 2 different categories usually. Now, if it's fiction, you need to go in the fiction area. This isn't. So I picked education and reference, study guides, study aids and study guides, and then I picked nonfiction, business economics, business communication, meetings and presentations. And you set your categories there. And you can always change them. You can change them every day, every month, whatever you want. So here's my ebook page. And I mentioned the title is actually Write and Publish an Ebook on Amazon Kindle quickly and for free. But I put ebook : write and publish. Why? Because the most important word, what I want people to search for, you put first. So for instance, on the book on mobile home investing, I put mobile homes : first. Okay. And that's how you do that. I mentioned this is listed at 99 cents. I mentioned giving books away for free. So when you do KDP Select, you cannot offer your book for sale anywhere else for 90 days. If you do, and Amazon does check, they'll whack your account and ban you from the site. Now that's potential, probably get a slap on the wrist the first time. It's a great program, so why mess with it? So if you have it for 99 cents here, you can't sell it anywhere else if you're on KDP Select. If you have it for 99 cents here and you're not on KDP Select, you just have it as a Kindle book, you cannot put it for $1.99 on iTunes, for instance. Or again, they can whack your account if they find out. So they're the 800-pound gorilla. They like to call the shots. So now on the next page, you have your manuscript and you have digital rights management. Well, what does that mean? That means that you copy protect your book so no one can share it. I put no because I don't care. I want to get the book out there. Okay. So you can check yes, and then people can't share it. It's kind of copy protected. And then these are the formats, and I'll show that in a second. And then your Kindle ebook cover. And again, I had one made. You can use Cover Creator, and I'll cover that in a second. Here's the different formats that you can upload in. Obviously, Microsoft Word are the main ones. I uploaded this one as a DOCX, the newer version of Word. You can do HTML, MOBI, EPUB, RTF, plain text, or KPF. And I didn't know what KPF it was. It's Komodo Web application. It's an XML format. Sounds kind of like a one-off to me, so I'm not worried about it. I did the Word doc. If you have Word, you might as well. And there's no spelling errors. Thank you very much. Then you have the Cover Creator that's free on Amazon. So what they do is they give you a ton of different images, and they'll give you some potential ebook covers. So I selected a librarian because I'm doing an ebook, and this is what they chose as possibilities. Now there's hundreds of different combinations you can do. This one I'd probably put in a darker text so you could read it. This one is all on top of itself, so you can't read it at all, and everywhere in between. And then they have text design that you can see as choices. Again, I chose to go on Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com, and I typed in ebook cover, and you just get a plethora. There's 2,300 different contractors that do ebook covers. So here's a selection. I looked at some of their previous ebook covers, selected a person, and then asked them to do an ebook cover based on my title and what I was doing with it. So here's what I got. Now initially it looked like a book, okay, but I said this is going to be on an e-reader, and so I'd prefer to have a frame that looks like an iPad around it, and so that's what this is, okay? And most of the ebook cover people will do modifications on it, no extra charge, unlimited changes. So now I've uploaded my manuscript, my ebook cover, and now I do preview. And it's convert your files. It takes a few minutes, maybe 2 at the most. It doesn't take that long to convert. And then it'll jump to, once you press this, it'll convert, and then it jumps to a page where you can see what your ebook will look like. This is what the ebook that I'm talking about looks like in the introduction page. You have different, you don't have pages on ebooks. If you're familiar with that, it's a location. Why? Because you have tablets, phones, Kindle e-reader. Page 2 on one is page 3 on another one. So the page numbers don't work. You can also do portrait and landscape. I mentioned that I did landscape and found that my author name was on the next page all by itself. So I moved it up on the page, and then when I went to landscape, it stayed on the same page. So that's part of why you want to do that in preview, because I also, with the book itself, some of the pictures were not looking very good once they converted to the ebook format, okay? So just something to go through, preview, and then you can take care of any of those discrepancies that you don't want. Okay, and here's KDP Select. Again, this is a 90-day program. Kindle Unlimited can get your book lent to, Kindle Unlimited subscribers can get your book on loan, 1 a month, up to 10 at a time. I have 10 on mine. And if I want a new ebook, I have to drop one of the ones that I have. And a lot of people are like that. And I don't know about you, but electronic dust gathers on electronic books just like dust gathers on regular books. So you don't want to get caught, if you're going to do this, putting your book anywhere else. So when you check this, don't post it for sale anywhere else for 90 days. And they help you advertise, so it's beneficial for you to do it exclusively on Amazon if you're going that route. Okay? And they will ban accounts if they catch people doing it. Print copies are excluded. If you have print copies, and I'll cover that in a minute, that isn't in the can't sell elsewhere rules. It's just for the electronic books. Okay? So royalty and pricing, what do you price your book at? Amazon considers $3 to $10 an impulse buy. So 99 cents to $2.98 or over $10, they give you a 35% royalty share. $2.99 to $9.99, you get 70%. They consider it an impulse buy. So $9.99, you get $7. It's actually about $6.96. But at $10, 1 penny more, you get $3.50. So which do you think they're pushing you to do, right? Obviously, $3 to $10, $3 to $9.99 is the 70% royalty share, and that's where they want you to do it. Again, they consider it an impulse buy. Most people on Amazon don't think about a $5, $6, $7 sale. They want the book, boom, and they get it. Okay, so then Kindle Matchbook. I mentioned about print books, and I'll show you how to do the print books here in a second. But if someone buys a print book, so they buy your book as a print version, and they also want the Kindle version so they can read it on their reader at the same time. If you have a book listed at $9.99, they'll drop your price down to $2.99 or less, and you agree to what you want that to be. So it'll be $2.99 or less, even if you have it for $9.99. Okay, and that's so that they'll buy your hard print book and it's paperback, and then have the ebook as well. So then lending on Kindle. If I buy an ebook and I think it's a pretty good book, I can push it to a friend, a relative, whoever, for 14 days and lend it to them. You have to agree to that for people to do that. What's the purpose? Well, if they like the book and they don't finish it in 14 days, maybe they'll want to buy it for themselves. While this is being loaned, the purchaser, the original purchaser that lent it to someone, can't read it. So it's not readable by the lender during the loan period. So it's a way to get the name out again, just like the digital rights management. And here's where you check that. So you check enroll my book in Kindle Matchbook and book lending. Okay, and then you hit publish your Kindle book. And here's KDP Select. I won't bore you with all the detail here, but basically this is for Kindle Unlimited subscribers to borrow a book. This gives you all the ins and outs of how all that works. Okay, so again, you can borrow up to 10 at a time, 1 per month, and it kind of accumulates. If you read 10% of the book, the author gets paid like they bought it. And the KDP fund that I mentioned earlier, $21 million was paid out in March, and that's what all this is for. So here's an example of a print book. A lot of you know Chris Gould, Geeks on Tour, and this is her Google Photos book. Okay, so I typed in Google Photos, it came up. Click on her page and you go to her page. So here's her pricing. She has Kindle version for $7.95. She has the paperback version for $17.95. It doesn't say Kindle Unlimited, so you can't borrow it, and it doesn't say Matchbook. So if you bought this one, you cannot get this one for $2.99 or less. She's not in that program, which is fine, no problem there. It's just that's how that works. A lot of you have seen when you do look at a book, down below, it'll say customers also bought, customers who bought this item also bought. And here's Kindle Unlimited, Kindle Unlimited, Kindle Unlimited, Kindle Unlimited. And so all of these are available that way. This one is not, and this one is not. But Amazon helps you market your books by being in the Kindle Unlimited KDP Select program. So pretty good. So what if you wanted to do this matchbook and you wanted to print your book as a paperback? So when Chris Gould sells a book, she doesn't go in her garage and pull it out of a box and then package it all up and mail it. No, 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 no. She has a book sold and Amazon prints it, packages it, and mails it out. If she has 3 books ordered from one person, they'll do all that. Ron Brown in our club in Mesa does a Gmail class. He finds out how many people are in the class. He orders the Gmail book that he uses, and they print 20 at a time or however many he needs. They box them up and they send them. So you can do 1 book at a time, 20 books at a time, 200 books at a time. It's all ad hoc. It's on demand. Okay? They do that through CreateSpace. CreateSpace is another arm. If you haven't gotten the message elsewhere, I'll break the news to you. Amazon and Google want to rule the world. No big secret. And so CreateSpace is another arm of Amazon, and that's where you would do your paperback books. So you can earn up to 60% royalties on the list price you set, minus printing costs. So Amazon wants 40%, they give you 60%. Okay? It's a pretty good deal, though. You don't have to put 1,000 books in your garage. So other platforms for print books. CreateSpace, as I mentioned, is $69 to set up, and they do them ad hoc, and then you share the percentage of the profit after cost. Author House is another one that has a $7.99 to $1,500 setup charge, and then you share in a percentage. So why the difference? Well, if you do it for $7.99, you may get 40% of the profit after cost. If you do it for $1,500, you may get 50%. So the more you put in to set up, the higher your percentage would be. Ex Libris really goes to town on this. $700 initially, up to $15,000 options for setting up, and then a percentage of the sales. So you got to be pretty serious to be in this group. And then Nook Press, Barnes & Noble, and Lightning Source, and then Smashwords. So out of all these, it seems like Amazon is the best deal going, but what do I know? Smashwords, what's Smashwords? Oh, and the reason that people are going to these print books more and more now, over 700 new independent bookstores have opened in the last couple of years because people got all excited in the electronic ebook, and then they kind of slowed down, and now people want to hold it in their hand. I know I read stuff online on readers. My wife does as well, but she prefers to hold a book in her hand and read the old school way, which a lot of people do. So what the heck is Smashwords? Smashwords, a lot of folks on this session here, the last session was about Linux. A lot of people don't want to have anything to do with Microsoft. Amazon gets the same rap. Smashwords is the alternate to Amazon Kindle. For those who think that Amazon is the evil empire, the dark overlords, the dark side, the mothership, they can go to Smashwords and they can still get their books out there, sell it, make great profit, and they don't have to deal with Amazon and the evil overlords. Okay? So what's more popular, ebooks or print books? Which is more popular? Ebooks took off when they came out, and they went up every year dramatically. In 2017, the growth was about even for the first time since it started. A couple of things happened. 150th anniversary of Alice in Wonderland in 2015. A lot of people bought that book as a commemorative souvenir type thing. Adult coloring books and journals are very popular, and they're super simple to publish because you have no colors in the adult coloring books, and the journals are just blank pages with headings on them, so pretty easy. And then graphic novels, which used to be called comic books when I was a kid, are very popular. And also downloaded audio has gone up quite a bit, 30% on the last report that I looked at. Audible.com, another Amazon arm. And I've been a member of Audible since 2000, so I know I buy electronic books, audio books on there all the time. And shorter ebooks are growing in popularity. Why? Because people, Audible even had a commercial on TV that we saw this week telling people to basically stream while they do something else. So you're listening to an audio book while you're doing something else, which is what I do. I rarely sit and just read a book. I'll listen to the book. I'm getting the same thing. And a lot of time the authors will change their voice to the different characters, so it kind of makes it pretty interesting. And then shorter ebooks are growing in popularity. I'll show you that in a sec, because everybody's too busy. Hurry up, faster, quicker, shorter, right? I mean, everybody's busy. Audible also has a program like Matchbook, where if you buy the audio version, you can get the ebook at a discount. So on Amazon, when you're on Kindle, you can see over here it's called Kindle Singles, and these are all designed to be read in one sitting or 2 hours or less. Okay, so it's kind of bite-sized. But are they popular? Well, here's two very popular authors, Jeffrey Deaver and Dean Koontz. They're number 1 and 2 on Kindle Singles right now. They're all $1.99, $1.99. This one's 99 cents. And I've actually read this in about 45 minutes. It's a quick read. It's like a chapter of a book. Very popular. But how popular is it? Can these authors really make money selling them for $2? and only getting a portion of that. This is a guy called Hugh Howey. He started doing these singles as a chapter. Now he has multiple versions. This is a compendium, omnibus edition, and it's Kindle in Motion now. They have on the e-readers, they'll have audio, illustrations, different things like that. And this gentleman, the poor guy, he's barely squeaking by, making $150,000 a month. So yeah, you can make a little bit of money doing this. So whether you just want to write a family story, history, or a how-to book, you can do it all on Amazon Kindle. So I showed you how to write and publish your ebook on Amazon Kindle quickly and for free. How to sign up for a free account, kdp.amazon.com, how to write your book, upload your book, publish your book, sell your book. You can keep or donate to charity. You can't do the books for free anymore. The least amount is 99 cents, which is what I have this one set up at. But if you don't want to keep the money, you could always donate it to APCUG and let them do some more of these awesome programs. So what do you do today or tomorrow? Mission Impossible 6 is coming out in July, so your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to select a topic or idea, write down 10 chapters, write down 3 items in each chapter to expand on, and then 500 to 1,000 words on each chapter, and you have a 5,000 to 10,000 word ebook. Done. Start now. Write down your idea. If this is burning in your heart, you got to get it off your chest. I know I got a book in me somewhere. I know I can do that. If I did it, I know you can do it. And let us know how you do. Please leave me a review on the download page where you grab the book. Tell me about your adventure. So to get your free ebook, you just go to Amazon and type in books in the search bar. You can do the drop down, and then when you do that, type in my name. It's a new book, so if you type in ebook, you're going to see a whole bunch of other stuff. So you type in my name, and it's 99 cents normally. Today it's free. And when you click on that, you drop down to there it is, free today. And then just to show you how things can happen, just today, I just put this out May 1st. Today's the 5th. It's ranked already, and we haven't had a heck of a lot of downloads, 3,118. If it's under 10,000, it's a popular book. It ranked #1 in the running meetings and presentations, #2 in communication, #5 in the study guides, and we don't even have everybody downloaded it yet. So what happens here is, I'm sure you've seen people who have a book on Amazon Kindle and it says #1 author, #1 best-selling author. Well, with this #1 rank right here, running meetings and presentations, I can put #1 author on Amazon Kindle on any future books that I write. And that's how they do it. They rank these every hour. Excuse me. They rank these every hour. And a while ago, this was at 7,500. Then it went to 5,000. Now it's at 3,100. #1, 2, and 5 in these different groups. I put in 2 of these groups. Amazon put in this 3rd group. I didn't even put it in. They did. Again, they help you promote your books. Kind of crazy, huh? So when you click on the page, you get the explanation of the book. Description, sorry, lost the word for a minute, and here it is. I won't bore you with it. And so I showed you how to do all this stuff. Appreciate your time. And John, back to you. If there's any questions, be happy to answer them.
Oh, yep. Got a couple questions, a couple comments. As you can see on the screen, there's Bill's email address. So if you want to connect with him and specific questions. But somebody said they don't use Kindle, but what does 1 credit mean?
1 credit? Well, when you, for instance, if you have Audible, okay, you purchase the audio books and you'll buy 12 credits at a time to get a discount, and then every audio book that you get, you use a credit. So on Amazon Kindle and Kindle Unlimited, you get 1 credit per month to grab an ebook, and you can have up to 10 ebooks at a time. Again, if you want that 11th, you have to drop one of them. But a credit is 1 purchase, and purchases in quotes, because again, if you're on Kindle Unlimited, you're doing the subscription, but you're not purchasing one at a time, you're borrowing them, but it's a credit. I'm assuming that's the question, yeah?
I'm guessing so too on that.
Okay.
You'll be happy to know that one of our, besides me, but because I did that as a test since you sent it to me, but the has already downloaded the book today, and they now have 2 or 3 ideas for books that they might do.
Excellent.
So
excellent.
Now, when you were writing the book, you used words. Do you have to modify the page format to make it, narrower or something to fit books, or do you just go ahead and just type it on regular?
Yeah, in Word, if you're using Word, and I'll just use Word because that's what I use, you can have a reading view setting. And I'm not an expert on Word. I know Judy's very well versed with PowerPoint. I'm not. I use it, but I don't know all the fine points. But in Word, there's a way that you can view it so that it looks like it's on a reader. And that's the view that I had it in. And then you can turn it landscape to see how your pages break out and your pictures. But the real test, because I looked at it on Word and I thought I had it perfect, and then when I ran the preview, I saw some things stuck out like a sore thumb that I didn't want it to look like I was a rookie. And so I made those corrections, re-uploaded it, saved it, re-uploaded it, previewed it again, and then those corrections were fixed. And I had to do that 5 or 6 times because there were things, once I fixed one thing, something else popped up. You can pay someone on Fiverr to format it for Kindle. And again, $5 or $10, and they'll do it if you don't want to deal with it. I've done it both ways. I've had them format it. I've uploaded the Word version. Then you just preview it to see where you're at, what it looks like, make the corrections as needed.
Okay. I think the reason I got that question, or I had the question, was somebody else said that because we saw on your slideshow that you had a 3-page per sheet format, or
that's Word. That's one of the views. If you do view in Word, you can do a different format. I don't recall what it's called without jumping out of the presentation, but it's available in Word. That was a Word. I just did a screenshot of it.
Okay, good.
So it looks like a reader, and it's one of the views that's available in Word.
Perfect. Now, not me, but somebody might say, well, I don't have a Kindle. Can I still read ebooks? Yes.
Yeah, on any Windows or Mac. Well, Mac, you have the readers on there, and Kindle is an app that you can use on Windows, iPad, your phone. I mean, all electronic devices have a Kindle app. Why? Because Amazon wants to rule the world, right? So you can read it on anything, guaranteed. Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
I don't have a Kindle reader either. I do it on my iPad or my phone or on the computer.
So Kindle can just be now considered just kind of like a trademark for a reading device, but it's an app too.
Yes. Yeah, it's a Kindle app, would be on other devices.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. So if somebody wanted to read these, they could do that.
Good question. Yeah.